What's up, everyone? Franco with the Devil's in the Detail here. Today I'm going to be showing pretty much just showcasing a product called Guardian tire and trim dressing from Detail Co, sold by the House of Rags.com. This is their house brand. They have many more products, great selection, blah blah blah. This is not affiliated. This isn't a paid promotion or anything, just showcasing Guardian. I've also got Phoenix EOD's Paleus panel prep to try. Haven't used that today or ever. And yeah, just a little disclaimer, not paid, not affiliated, but I do want to show something else also, because it's a thing apparently these days. People are asking, who's your blender, what's your blender, what blends your products, who blends your products, all that bullshit. Just for full transparency with the Devil's in the Detail, I do want to be on the up and up, and I'm going to show you all right now. That is my blender. So full transparency, there's my blender. This is not a paid promotion, and yeah, that'll make all those little bitches happy. So hey, on with the show. What's up, everyone? Franco with the Devil's in the Detail here. Today we're going to be using Detail Co's Guardian tire and trim dressing. This stuff is fantastic. Let me tell you, it is a dressing, but it acts a lot like a sealant. I washed the Bronco probably about 2 days ago, and I put this on the tires, and I went ahead and put it on the lower plastic, all the trim, and I didn't do the front bumper. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a rinseless wash on the bumper and get it all prepped up, and just really dial in the front bumper and get it protected with the Guardian. So yeah, first thing we're going to do is put some Loki in the bucket, do a rinseless wash on the bumper, and get that taken care of. Check it out. Now, before I show you the process of the bumper and applying the Guardian, let me show you something here. Check that out. I've got the Rhino ramps out. I was doing an oil change probably about 3,000 miles ago, and while it was up on the ramps, I just thought this would be a great addition to detailing the front bumper and getting it all done. Yeah, so basically this isn't needed. It's just now I don't have to sit on the floor. I'm working smarter, not harder. So that's what that's all about. It's working out great. All right, for the setup, all I'm going to do is a rinseless wash. I'm going to use Loki in the bucket because I feel like smelling cucumbers and melon today. I'm going to put Loki in the bucket. 1 ounce, 2 gallons. Well, it's 2.5 gallons, but let's go 1 ounce. It should be fine. Just doing the trim today, or not the trim, but the bumper, so I'm not worried about it. I've got Loki in the bucket, and we've got Nemesis 256-1 in the spray bottle, always ready to rock. And let's just swish this around. I'm in these little cracks right here. It's hard to roll around in these. I've got my Nemesis rinseless sponge, the one that I cut in half. If you watch that other video, it's so sad. Yeah, this is a better cut one, but whatever. I cut my second one up, so now I have nothing but flat guys. And I'm just going to wash up the bumper, get in all the little cracks and crevices the best I can. I do have a boar's hair brush for a couple little bug strikes that are just really stuck on here. Yeah, and all I'm gonna do is just rinseless wash this and get it all prepped up. I'm gonna spare you the wash, and actually before I cut out, let me see if I could get you in a proper position to see or to show you how this looks. That is perfect. Watch this shit. Normally you'd be on the ground trying to get all this done, but look at this. Even the lowest part, I'm barely, now see, I'm short as hell. I'm only 5'7", so if you're a lot taller, yeah, it's a lot more crouching. But look how much easier this is going to be for me to do all of this with the vehicle raised up. Yeah, that's what's up. Work smarter, not harder. What do I have a timer for? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so let me go take care of this. Let me get this, rinse this washed and dried, and we'll come back for the prep. All right, now with the bumper done, looking nice and clean, it's time to do a panel prep. And this is optional. You don't have to do it. I didn't do it on the rest of the trim, but I've got my Yeti bucket insert. What are we gonna do? Of course, we've got the Guardian tire and trim dressing. I don't need Nemesis. Peleus panel prep. Like I said, optional. I'm gonna do it just to see, you know, for shits and giggles. I'm gonna see if this is gonna help the longevity with the Guardian being applied to the bumper compared to the rest of the trim. So yeah, what else do I need? I need applicator blocks. I've got this one I chopped up. This is a SPTA. You can see the thickness of the foam there. I'm gonna play around with that, but I was really enjoying this guy. This is a glide coat applicator, and the thinness of the foam really allows for maximum application of the dressing. It doesn't soak in so deeply into the foam, but that's still not too bad. What else do I have? I have my Foam Kings, New York Foam Kings detail kit, precision detailing. I'm going to use a couple of these guys, why not? And I got this kit from Bill Dalton. Appreciate the gift there, buddy. Yeah, he sent that to me, oh god, months ago, and this is the very first time I'm using it. So I've got these, and I bought this from Detailed Clean Garage. I bought this guy from Clean Garage. It is the Detail Factory foam brush, and I am not a fan. Let's see if I can show you. When you use it, it's just too floppy. Even if you force it in this crack, the plastic is now rubbing against. So it's a good idea, but a firmer foam would be perfect. This right here, when you use it, you have to really squish down. I mean, you could just barely paint it on, but with these guys being a lot more firm, you can actually really massage that dressing into the plastic. I just like that idea better than using that pen. So Phoenix EOD Peleus panel prep. I'm going to spray some into the towel. And because I can, and I'm not that worried about it, I'm going to spray a couple onto the actual panel itself. Really get this nice and clean. Like I said, optional step. Alcohol will dry out your plastic, but it's a moot point whenever you're going to put dressing right on top of it. So let's just clean this up. The stuff smells great. This is the very first time I'm using it, and it smells wonderful. And I do have some funk coming off the towel. So yeah, that's definitely, like I said, optional, but I would say needed if you want the max life out of your dressings. And this part right here, having to do all this stuff. I mean, this isn't washing. This is, you know, for me, this is detailing. Really dialing in the bumper. Yeah, this is just intricate work right here that I'm doing, and it's beyond washing. It's actual detail work. You're taking care of all the little details, and I personally, I wouldn't do this more than probably once a year. If I wasn't filming, from the time of like gathering all my supplies, towels, and everything, plus the ramps to put the bronc up on the, you know, get it up in the air, start to finish, probably take 20 minutes, if even that. So it's not a crazy long process, but it does add a little bit of time. But that's what detailing is. I mean, if you're trying to do everything super fast and quick, yeah, you're not a detailer, you're a washer, and there's nothing wrong with that, but don't get it confused. Don't be charging people detailer prices if all you're gonna do is wash the car. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Not trying to insult anybody. And if you're insulted, there might be a reason for that. So, let me get this all wiped down, and we'll be back with the Guardian application. Whee! All right, now for the actual application of the Guardian. Actually, I haven't used this yet, so I'm going to use this applicator, and I need to shake this stuff up. Yeah, I'm just going to apply it to the bumper, nice and easy. And to do all the intricate work, I'm going to use those little foam tipped applicators or swabs. See all that? I'm going to get all up in there. I'm going to make sure I get all up in these little creases. Yeah, I'm talking get this bumper dialed in and not have to do this for quite some time. Like I said, probably about once a year, maybe twice, beginning of the summer, beginning of winter maybe. But here we go. I'm going to load this up pretty healthy just to prime it. Yep. I'm gonna put my finger in it. Probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna. And here we go. I'm just gonna do half the bumper, and while I'm working this in, I'm not just gonna wipe it in. I'm going to actually massage it into the plastic as if it's really going to absorb. But I really want this applied a nice healthy dose. Just get this one little section right here all the way down. I can pat and deposit more Guardian with this foam applicator. So yeah, let me just work all this in, and while I'm at it, make sure to get all the lowers, every part I can. Yeah, this is looking great. Right, where did I stop? Right here. Okay, now for the foam tip applicator, what I'm going to do, instead of trying to pour it onto the applicator like that, I've got a little cup. I'm just going to use just a little small amount, and I've got a little dipping cup for all this right here. If I get it onto the paint, no worries, it'll wipe right off. And where else can I get intricate? Get right in here, right in there. This little louver looking thing down here, I can apply that. So you get the idea. All the way around this trim and this crack, that definitely needs. Now be mindful if you're doing something like this, This stuff needs to be leveled. Like, you need to be able to wipe it with a towel. And if you're trying to apply this in a spot where you can't get a towel in there, yeah, that could be a recipe for disaster, because you're going to have caked up dressing, caked up protection, and it's just going to be a little spot of pretty much mud. So be mindful of that. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. So that is applied. Actually, let me go ahead and level that off. Let me grab a towel here. Let's use a fluffer. Auto fiber fluffy towel, I don't know. But right here, let me show you what I'm talking about. I can easily get this fluffy towel into, I can use my nails, my fingertips, and really get that leveled. Now, I'm not trying to wipe it off. I'm just lightly leveling the Guardian. So that's what that looks like. I'll finish that up. But yeah, so if I couldn't get in here with the towel, with my fingertips, and I applied it with a little swab, yeah, like I said, it's going to be caked up in there. Maybe the fibers aren't long enough to squish in there. Case in point, this little honeycomb right here. If I were to use that swab to get in there, I would probably be here all day trying to get it out of all of that, all the buildup in the honeycomb part. Even with the towel, I might be able to do it. It just looks like a nightmare. I would rather use a spray sealant in these areas as opposed to something like this right here and all this corner. See here, I can actually squeeze up and get that out when I apply it. So yeah, keep that in mind. But let me finish up half this bumper, and then I can show you what it looks like on the other half undressed. So there you go. Oh, this worked out so great. Oh my God, this is fantastic. I didn't do the little mud flap chingadera right there, but I have got this dialed in. And let's look at the difference here. Look at that. I just did a straight line. I didn't have to use any tape. But look at the richness. Deep black. In the sun, it is kind of glossy, but I do not mind that whatsoever. It's not obnoxiously shiny. But man, what a difference. The plastics on this, the Bronco itself is only a year and a half old at this point. But yeah, I don't have faded plastics, so if I did, I might use something like a solution finish to bring the black back. But with this, everything still looks good, but now it looks so much better. Let me get my light off the... Look at the difference there. See what I mean? Black and dull, and just a nice shine. Almost a good sheen to it. It is just a bit shiny, but it looks great. So, Guardian tire and trim dressing. Man, this stuff is fantastic. I put this on the tires, the lower trim, and like I said, I'm just finishing up the bumper today. But now look at the difference here. I might actually put 2 coats on the bumper just for the fun of it. But my noticeable line here is gone. Yeah, and that is all the plastic. Oh, I've got the bumper in the sun over here. Let's take a look at the rear bumper. Dusty because I haven't washed it in a couple of days, but it does have a nice rich shine, almost a sheen. And the window rubbers, I did all the window rubbers up here. They were a little bit dull and lifeless, and now they just have a layer of protection on them. and they're looking fantastic. I didn't do the mirrors. I don't know why. These little guys I did, but this stuff is great. Just showing Guardian what it can do, how it looks, how easy it is to apply. Do you have to do a panel prep? I don't know. I was saying like it's optional, but let me get this towel here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there was still some funk on the bumper. Of course, it's the front bumper. It's dirty, highway driven vehicle. It is going to be grungy, even if you clean it. But I think the Paleus panel prep was a good call. So there you have it. Would I recommend Guardian? Hell yeah, I would. Stuff is great. Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna finish up this bumper, get out of this heat. It is Texas. It is West Texas. It's hot as shit out here. So I'm gonna finish this up and be protected for. I don't know. We'll have to see subsequent washes how it stands up. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Franco delves in the details. I got some work to do. It ain't gonna take long.